When someone passes away, their assets don't just pass instantly to loved ones. There is a legal and tax process. And in 2025, with stricter reporting rules and tighter deadlines, missing even a single date could mean penalties, audits, or family conflict. If you are an executor, trustee, personal representative, or even someone planning your estate so your family won't be left scrambling, this video is for you. We will go step by step through the forms, timelines, and the critical choices that make or break a smooth estate administration. First, let's start with what an estate is and why deadlines matter. An estate is everything a person owns at the time of death. Property, bank accounts, investments, personal items, even digital assets like cryptocurrency and online accounts. The moment someone passes, the clock starts ticking. Depending on the state or country, certain filings must be made in as little as 30 days. Miss them, and you could face late penalties, lose valuable tax elections, or even become personally liable for mistakes. Moving on, the first steps are about gathering documents and making initial notifications. You will need several certified copies of the death certificate. These are required for banks, insurers, and government agencies. Then, locate the key legal documents: the original will, any trusts, codicils, property deeds, life insurance policies, and titles. Within the first 30 to 60 days, you will typically need to petition the court to be appointed as executor or administrator, secure the deceased's property, change locks, update insurance, and forward mail. Notify beneficiaries and heirs as required by law. Open a dedicated estate bank account and get an EIN from the IRS. File IRS Form 56 to let the IRS know you are the fiduciary. Let's talk about the forms you are most likely to encounter during estate administration. There is the probate petition, which opens the estate and gives you legal authority to act. You will also have an inventory and appraisal form, usually due within 90 days of appointment, listing all assets and their fair market value. For taxes, the big one is IRS Form 706, the federal estate tax return, which is required if the estate is over the exemption amount. Then there is Form 1041, which reports income earned by the estate during administration. What is Form 706? Form 706 is the estate and generation skipping transfer tax return and is generally required when a deceased person's gross estate plus certain lifetime gifts exceeds the federal estate tax exemption for the year of death. If Form 706 is filed, you'll also need to provide Schedule A statements to beneficiaries showing the basis of the assets they receive. Timing is everything. In many states, you have just 30 days from death or discovery of the will to file your probate petition. Around 60 days in, you will be securing property, publishing notices to creditors, and getting appraisals. By 90 days, the inventory is due. Within the first 6 months, most debts and creditor claims should be addressed, and in 9 months, if Form 706 is required, it must be filed and any taxes paid. Extensions only give you more time to file, not more time to pay. When it comes to Form 1041, you can use either the calendar year or a fiscal year starting at the date of death. But either way, you'll need to track distributions and issue K-1s to beneficiaries. Moving forward, let's discuss the asset inventory and valuations. This step is more than just making a list. You need accurate date of death values for everything, from real estate and vehicles to jewelry and investment accounts. For real estate and unique items, hire professional appraisers. This protects you from disputes and supports the beneficiary's new tax basis. And remember, non-probate assets like joint accounts or payable on death accounts might bypass the court process but can still count for tax purposes. Don't overlook them. Let's talk about paying debts and dealing with creditors. You will typically publish a notice to creditors and directly notify any you know about. They will have a limited window, often 3 to 4 months, to file claims. Debts must be paid in the correct legal priority: administration costs, funeral expenses, taxes, secured debts, and so on. Now, taxes. The area where many executors slip up. You will need to file the deceased's final personal income tax return, Form 1040. For the year of death, the estate's income tax return, Form 1041, is also required if the estate earns income after death. If the estate is large enough, Form 706 may apply for the federal estate tax. Some states have their own estate or inheritance taxes with much lower thresholds, so don't assume there's nothing to file just because the estate is under the federal limit. And always remember, property sales during administration can trigger capital gains that need to be reported. Moving on, let's look at communication and record keeping. Beneficiaries appreciate transparency, even if the news isn't exciting. Send periodic updates, keep a running accounting, and log all decisions, from major asset sales to hiring professionals. Keep copies of every receipt, statement, and correspondence. Organize both physically and digitally. Good record keeping isn't just neat, it's your protection if questions come up later. Let's talk about closing the estate the right way. Before you can distribute what's left, prepare a final accounting showing all assets, income, expenses, taxes, and proposed distributions. Some states require court approval. Others allow you to skip this if beneficiaries sign off. Always get receipts and releases from beneficiaries acknowledging what they received and releasing you from further liability. Keep a reserve for any final bills or adjustments, and only close the estate once all clearances are obtained. Then file final tax returns, close the EIN, and formally end your fiduciary role with the IRS and the court. Finally, let's wrap up with some planning tips so your heirs won't struggle. Set up a revocable living trust to bypass probate where possible. Keep your beneficiary designations updated on accounts and insurance. Maintain a complete asset list with account numbers and key contacts. And consider strategies like portability so your family doesn't lose out on valuable tax savings. Need help navigating the forms, meeting the deadlines, and making the right elections? Visit Gavtax.com today. We'll help you every step of the way.